Portrait Series by Kohler. In this video we are going to delve into Kohler's portrait line, which is to this day one of their most popular series and most popular style of toilets and sinks. So make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of new content. Also, if I am missing something, be sure to mention what you know in the comments below. And please cite your source so we know it's not just everyone speculating as to what they believe is true. There's also a link in the comment section for an Etsy shop which sells many discontinued, vintage and antique Kohler plumbing fixtures. So let's get into it about the portrait series. The portrait toilets and sinks were very unique in that they had scalloped edges. The toilets came in either one-piece or two-piece, and the sinks came in a two-piece pedestal style or a one-piece drop-in sink. These toilets and sinks could be ordered in any color that Kohler was offering at the time. They were also used for a couple different artist editions, probably the most popular being English trellis or Epernay. I will discuss those individual artist editions individually and specifically in another video. There were many accessories to match this series, and I'm sure I will not be able to cover everything in its entirety. Let's first look at the toilet. The one-piece toilet was a model number K-3506 or AK-3826. It was a portrait one-piece compact elongated toilet and it came with a seat. Both models sold for right around $1,000 and there was no difference in either toilet, other than the model number was changed. The unique thing about the one-piece toilet is that the one-piece toilet was chair height, or as Kohler calls it, comfort height. It's at 16.5 inches from the floor. Again, these could be ordered in any color that was offered at the time. The description says that the portrait collection drew inspiration from the sophistication of French provincial design. The two-piece toilet had two different model numbers, depending on which tank and which bowl you had. The options were AK-3591 or AK-3490. Both toilets were identical with only the model number changing. Both were standard height, not comfort height like the one-piece toilet. The tank and bowl each had two different model numbers. K-4607 and AK-4590 were the numbers for the tank. However, there is no difference whatsoever between any of these tanks and bowls, and they are all interchangeable and will work with each other, regardless of model number. The model numbers for the bowl was either K-4317 or K-4217. They were offered in all the colors that Kohler had at the time they were being produced. Originally, the 4607 tank was paired with the 4317 bowl, making the model number of the complete toilet AK-3591. The model for the other toilet was AK-3490, and that consisted of AK-4590 and AK-4217 bowl. Both toilets were identical and both sold for around $600 new at the time. That included a complete tank and bowl combo. They could be ordered in any color of the Kohler rainbow that was available at the time they were being offered. Now on to the sinks. The pedestal sink consists of a basin and a leg and is model K-2221, which was broken down as follows. The basin itself is a K-2222 and the leg is a K-2223. Together they created a pedestal sink with model number K-2221. After those numbers would be your faucet hole spacing. 1, 4, or 8 depending on the faucet that was to be installed. After the faucet spacing number code would be the color code. So what we have here is a K-2222-8-45, with 8 representing the widespread faucet spacing and 45 being the color code for Wild Rose. The same was true for the drop-in sink style. That model number was AK-2188 or AK-2189. Again, after those numbers would be your faucet spacing code and then the color code. The faucet spacing was again available in the standard 1, 4, or 8. I'm going to go over the bathtub options as quickly as possible. There were two different styles of drop-in bathtubs. This would be your whirlpool or garden tub. There were two different sizes of drop-in tubs. One was a 5-foot tub and the other was a 5.5-foot tub. If it was a whirlpool tub, it would obviously have whirlpool jets, whereas a plain garden or soaker tub would not have jets. The whirlpool tubs did not come with jet trim, which means the actual trim would have to be purchased separately. The model numbers on this trim would depend on how many jets the tub had. In this example, the Flex Jet package consisted of 8 jets and sold for about $600. They came in any finish that was being offered at the time. They could be ordered to match the actual color of your tub, or be one of the more standard finishes. The most common finish was either white, polished chrome, or polished brass. The most elaborate of the portrait whirlpool tubs was the Effervescence. It came with a spa and massage package and was on the K-1457 tub. It had every option available and sold for almost $9,000. Each bathtub was distinguished by model number, depending on the size. The 5-foot tub with the whirlpool jets was a K-1014 and the 5.5-foot tub was a K-1457. You could order these whirlpool tubs with many different options, such as a heater. If a heater was included, it added an additional code onto the model number, and the code for the heater was H2. The tubs also came in any color Kohler was offering at the time. The soaking or garden tub didn't have whirlpool jets or any options, but otherwise looked the exact same. The model number for the 5.5-foot soaking tub was a K-1454 and sold for around $1,700. The 5-foot tub was model number K-1013 and sold for about $1,200. Both also came in any color Kohler was offering. Even beyond all these drop-in tubs was the alcove style. The alcove style came jetted, which was model number K-1109 and sold for about $1,800. Alcove tubs fit flat up against at least one wall on at least one side, or can be put in a corner butted up against 2 or more walls. Many different styles of Kohler tubs came in an alcove version, but today we are just discussing the portrait series. The soaking tub model of the alcove tub was a K-1108. It was also 5 foot long and cost about $1,000 when new. It could be ordered in any color Kohler was offering at the time it was being manufactured. For the drop-in, more plain-looking rectangular tub, the whirlpool version was a K-1460 and sold for about $3,300. Available in any color of the Kohler rainbow, as was the non-whirlpool version. It was a K-1456 and sold for around $800. Both the 1460 and the 1456 had the option to get a removable apron that would go on one of the long sides or on the front, making this tub an alcove tub at that point. The model number for that apron for those tubs was K-1444 and sold for around $300. Again, all of these tubs could be ordered in many different colors, whatever Kohler was offering at the time. Now, not to say that we've covered everything, but I have to go over one more style that was called Portrait Suite and resembled the rest in it. Also had scalloped edges, but was quite different in overall style. This style consisted of a wall-mounted lavatory and faux cistern. These came in either white, which is a 0 color code, or the Artist Edition Alouette. Alouette was a floral pattern and it was accented with a polished brass faucet, hardware, and drain. A matching towel ring, toilet paper holder, and electric wall lights were also available in the Alouette version. In the plain white version, the K-3591 or K-3490 would be the toilet you would get to coordinate with it. In the Alouette version, the toilet had the print on the tank and bowl, and that model number for that toilet was K-14247. Portrait also had many other pieces to go with it, such as shelves. Although Kohler didn't make a portrait faucet, they did make bidets. The bidets came in either single, 4 or 8-inch center set drilling for a bidet faucet. There were also shrouds to use in place of the pedestal leg, if you wanted the sink to be wall-mounted with nothing sitting on the floor. These also came in any color and were model number K2226. The faucet that was mostly paired with the portrait line was an antique faucet. Again, that's the name of the faucet line, not an indication of the age. Please check out seller Aardvark Ratnik on either eBay or Etsy and search Vintage Kohler to find their listings.